to live in. We want to have a city where you can actually dream.
No one
of
said that, funnily
your life
enough.
Here beyond
Yeah,
the life
I don't
that
think
you're
they're
living
saying
right now.
that in the chat.
Obviously,
I'll
there's
be
a lot
honest
of
with
hard
you.
work that is asked of
I think
anybody
it's
who's trying to
mostly
make it here.
ASCII dick
But we also
spam.
want to make it clear that if you work hard in the city, you can find a way in the city. That's why we're investing in childcare. That's why we're investing in housing. That's why we're investing in city-run grocery stores, because we want it to be that little bit easier. So when you're putting in 110%, you can look
else filled the void with their own theories, right? Like the she lost Kamala.
He protected immigrants and uplifted the poor. And he used the most cutting-edge technology of his time to speak directly to the people of New York. In the 30s and 40s, I would like to think that if Twitch existed back then, he would have streamed too. Mayor LaGuardia spoke to New Yorkers on the radio on his show called Talk to the People. This is our absolutely shameless homage. Talk with the people. We're live on Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, Blue Sky, Instagram, Facebook, and yes, TikTok. If you're watching this on Twitch, drop your questions in the chat, and I'll answer as many as I can. We'll also be posting these conversations wherever you listen to podcasts, on your commute, washing dishes, pretending to answer emails, because government should be accessible. You should hear directly from your city about what we're doing and why we're doing it. So let's get into it. Here are a few things we did just this week. Today, we were so excited to announce that we were going to be delivering 1,000 $50 tickets to the World Cup just for New Yorkers. Now, last year when I was running for this position, I spoke about how New Yorkers deserved to have cheaper tickets to actually make sure
we don't
that they
need
could
more
go and see the magic of
propaganda.
the World
Am I
Cup, not
right,
just have to
Hasan? What do
feel
you
it
mean? Yes,
in
we
the city
do.
that they know as
Who
their
cares
home.
about New York?
Today, we announced that thanks to a partnership with the New York, New Jersey Host Committee, we're doing exactly that. These 1,000 tickets are going to be sold $50 a pop to New York City residents. All you have to be is older than 15 years old and live in our city. And I'm sorry to Philly sports fans, that does not apply to you. Now, the way that you actually enter into this lottery is on Monday, Memorial Day at 10 a.m. We're going to open up this lottery from 10 a.m. to midnight, and it's going to be open every day for the next 5 days. You can enter into the lottery once a day. We're capping it at 50,000 entries per day. And if you win the chance to get a ticket, you'll also get the chance to buy an additional ticket, either for a family or friend or whomever you'd like. And with that ticket is going to come free bus travel from New York City to the stadium. Because we know that just as much as ticket pricing has been a prohibitive part for New Yorkers dreaming about going to the World Cup, so too has transit. And so this is going to be part of our initiative to make it easier for New Yorkers to actually be a part of this incredible tournament. Now, I want to also shout outs to something that we did a few days earlier, which is make an announcement that we are extending 100,000 offers of pre-K and 3K to New Yorkers across the 5 boroughs. This was part of our announcement that we were adding 2,000 new 3K seats. Now, as part of these invitations that we are sending out to children across the city to be a part of this program, to their parents, we were also really proud of the investments we were actually able to make into these systems, which means that this time around, we saw that 85% of families received one of their top 3 3K choices. And what we saw is that the average commute for families, we cut that by 6 blocks. Now, 6 blocks may not sound like a lot to you and me, but if you're walking with a toddler, 6 blocks is quite a bit of time. So we're very, very excited about this because we don't just want universal childcare to be something that's remarkable because of the fact that everyone can access it on a technical level. We also want it to be something that is easy for New Yorkers to be a part of, something that is in their own neighborhoods, something that they can look at instruction and say, this is a program that I want my 3-year-old, my 4-year-old, and this summer will start for the first time ever for your 2-year-olds as well with 2K. Now, the other thing that I wanted to flag for New Yorkers directly is that there are a number of New Yorkers who are at risk of losing their SNAP benefits. Now, this is going to start on June 1st due to new federal work requirements. In New York City, the group that is facing the highest risk of losing these SNAP benefits are 18 to 24-year-old men. So you are at highest risk if you are between the ages of 18 and 64 years of age, if you do not have or live with a child who is under the age of 14, and if you do not have a medical exemption from work. This is one of the reasons why we want to communicate directly to New Yorkers about the fact that here is a moment where your SNAP benefits may be at risk, and we're looking to make sure that we're doing everything we can to ensure that you can keep living in this city, that you can keep considering this city to actually be your home. Now, I've gone through a number of the things that we've been working through this week, And as you know, this is the first time that I've ever streamed or whatever it is that we would describe this as. So I wanted to make sure that we actually brought somebody on who was a little bit more fluent in the language of streaming and Twitch and everything else that comes with it. So please join me in welcoming New York City's very own Moose.
Mamdani.
How you doing, my man?
Thank you for having me, man. Thank you for having me. Chat, what's up? So that's chat right there. You know what I mean?
Chat.
So when you're talking to them, you got to refer them as chat, not like ladies and gentlemen. All the politics stuff aside, you got to have that swag. So it's like chat, you know.
So it's like, what's going on, chat?
What's going on, chat? You know what I mean? So that's step one. Step two,
Okay.
What's actually cool about you being a Twitch live streamer now is you can communicate with the people and talk to the people one-on-one, which I love. So it gives them that one-on-one connection with you. And we can answer the people's questions straight off the bat.
Well, I actually got a question for you first.
Okay, talk to me.
When was the first time that you streamed? Is that how you described it?
Yeah, stream.
Stream,
Yeah,
alright.
so streaming started to become popular, I would say about a year ago.
Okay.
So I started about 6 months ago.
Okay.
Is he a face person?
So,
No,
honestly, I think
he's a TikToker.
streaming is the new
I think he streams as well sometimes,
wave right
but
now. It's like going viral. So, because it gives
Trying to use words that I understand.
it gives people that feel like they have a genuine connection with you.
Yeah.
So that's why I love that you're doing it.
How are you typically at home? Where are you?
So people like that at-home connection, but you know what I think would be a good stream for you?
Hit me.
A day in a life with the mayor. So I think that should be the next one. Show the people how hectic your day is and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So we actually have some live questions from the people
Okay.
as we're streaming. So let's talk with the people. What do you think?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's do it. So
Who we got?
Prime Juice GF said, can you summarize the steps that you took to eliminate New York City's budget?
Absolutely. I have no idea what that handle is, but I will absolutely
you would have been better for
answer
this
that
king.
question.
Yeah.
So this question,
and it would have turned into a literal nightmare because every Zionist institution would be up his ass. It would be he would get yelled at endlessly.
he inherited a $12 billion fiscal deficit. This is a generational fiscal deficit. The reason I describe it like that is because when you look at previous mayors and
I
what
think
they
Squeaks
inherited,
would have
when
been
they
a
came
better
in, it was nowhere
person
near this level.
to do this with.
And
No
what we were
disrespect to
looking
this guy,
at is
but
a choice to either try and balance this budget on the backs of working class New Yorkers who had nothing to do with this deficit, or to find a way to balance this budget by raising taxes on the wealthiest New Yorkers, as well as actually having a fairer deal with Albany. Now, what that means is Albany is the state capital of our state, and New York City is obviously one part of our state. And a lot of our funding comes through Albany. And under the previous governor, Andrew Cuomo, a lot of that funding was not actually a fair relationship. The city would bear more of the costs than the state would. There would be agreements about 50-50 cuts of the cost spending that we'd be doing, and then Albany would be paying less and the city would be paying more. We're very lucky that under this governor, Kathy Hochul, we've developed a partnership where we actually have a lot more fairness in that relationship. And now on the taxation side, another thing that we did is with the governor's leadership, we introduced and are now passing a pied-à-terre tax.
Oh, wow.
Pied-à-terre, you gotta say that 3 times fast.
Pied-à-terre.
Pied-à-terre, which is a reference to non-resident New Yorkers who have a secondary property in New York City that is worth more than $5 million. So this is not affecting a typical New Yorker. You have to not live in this city, you have to own property in this city, and then that property's value has to be more than $5 million. That itself is gonna raise $500 million for New York City.
oh
alone.
god,
So all of these ways of having a fair relationship with Albany, of increasing taxes on the very wealthiest, and of actually finding the savings and the efficiencies in city government that have for a long time just been tolerated because that's how things are. Those were the ways in which we actually got to a balanced budget. Albany was a critical partner in that. The governor was a critical partner in that. The Assembly Speaker, the Senate Majority Leader. Another critical partner was all of you, frankly, because you are the New Yorkers who were calling, you were knocking on doors, you were making your voices heard. Because in another time, when you inherit a deficit, people will say, just go to austerity, just start cutting. We don't want to cut services for New Yorkers. It's a tough enough city as it is. It's time to actually invest in the people.
I love that. I love that. The chat is spamming right now, so
All right,
I gotta
here we
ask
go.
you some more
Hit
questions.
me.
I'm sorry.
Hit me.
Someone said, what would you say to a young New Yorker who feels like New York City is becoming impossible to build a life in? What would you say to that?
First thing I would say is I hear you. It is the most expensive city in the United States of America.
is, it
You're
is.
not imagining the fact that it's difficult. You know, I was sitting with a number of young New Yorkers the other day, and they said something that really stuck with me. They said, there are fewer things worse in life than being young and broke in New York City. And it hit me because in that moment, what a young person feels like is they don't have a future here. That the only way they could afford to live here is maybe continuing to live with their parents for the rest of their lives. Maybe living in that basement for the rest of their lives. And that's not the city that we want to live in. We want to have a city where you can actually dream.
No one
of
said that, funnily
your life
enough.
Here beyond
Yeah,
the
I
life
don't
that
think
you're
they're
living right
saying
now.
that in the
So
chat.
obviously
I'll
there's
be
a lot
honest
of
with
hard
you.
work that is asked of
I think
anybody
it's
who's trying to
mostly
make it here.
ASCII dick
But we also
spam.
want to make it clear that if you work hard in the city, you can find a way in the city. That's why we're investing in childcare. That's why we're investing in housing. That's why we're investing in city-run grocery stores, because we want it to be that little bit easier. So when you're putting in 110%, you can look at city government and say, at least
I don't think it's
somebody's trying to be
pre-recorded.
I love that. Yeah, because honestly, I don't even live in the city. I live in Staten Island, and it's still expensive for me. But you know, I know it's.
Okay, you know what I love?
What?
So you just said you don't live in the city. You live in Staten
It
Island.
doesn't count as New York.
No, but here's the thing: is like when you grow up in New York City, to me, the city is Manhattan.
Exactly. It's just Manhattan.
The city is Manhattan, and then everywhere else is everywhere else, right? You got Queens, you got Bronx, you got Brooklyn, you got Staten Island. So you grew up in Staten Island.
I grew up in Staten Island, unfortunately. I love Staten Island, but
unfortunately? Come on.
it doesn't have that New York feeling. You know what I mean? Like hecticness and so much going on.
That's
Staten
why a lot of
Island is
people love
just
Staten Island,
quiet.
though, 'cause
Yeah,
they want
I mean,
that.
I guess if I was older, I'd love it. Right now, I'm too young. So someone also said, "Can you play Minecraft?
Okay,
Do you play Minecraft?"
I gotta be honest. I do not. I have not played Minecraft. How do you play Minecraft?
Honestly,
Is
I
it a
don't play
computer game?
Minecraft. Yeah, I think it's a computer
Reminder
game.
what good moderation looks like? Yeah. Yeah, this is the ADL page for how good the AOC moderation team look like. But there's a different ADL page now, which is precisely the reason why their moderation doesn't look like that moderation. Anyway. Yes, Zoran's going to play
908
video games before me.
What age group people play Minecraft?
I think it's
like a
like
kids-
like
is it
from
like a-
4 all the way to like it could be like 30 years old. You know what I mean? I think it's a
That's
generational
a
game.
Pretty incredible range. Okay, all right.
Woody W said, Zahran, do you think Arsenal cheated their way to the Prem title?
Okay, Woody W. I don't know how to kick you out of the stream, but I think you deserve to be kicked out of the stream. If anybody's listening that can do that, I think they should
Somebody
do that to Woody
block
W.
Woody
You
W.
should get Woody W. out of here. Chat, you know what I'm talking about, if I'm using that right. Look, I'm proud to be an Arsenal fan. 22 years. Do you watch soccer?
I'm more of a basketball guy, but I saw they just won. I saw they just won. Okay, I'll give it
Think about it through the context of the Knicks.
Okay.
How long we've been waiting.
Yeah.
And every year we think it's our year.
I think it's been since 2002 for you guys, right?
It has been, I think
20
we were
years, over
24. Oh, sorry, it's been 22 years, so I think it was 2004.
And you've been a fan since 22 years ago?
I've been a fan since like 2000, 2001. My uncle put me on. The short answer is no, we did not cheat our way to this title. We deserved this title. And that's how you know, because we won the title with a game to spare. Shout outs to my man, Woody W., for trying to come at the new Premier League champions of England. And soon, inshallah, champions of Europe.
Inshallah.
Come on now.
I actually have a question for
Hit
you.
me.
How do you feel about the Knicks?
I'm feeling incredible about the Knicks. Game 2.
Game 2 is
Tonight.
Did you watch Game 1?
I did watch Game 1. I also have to give a shout out to my friend Nikhil Sharma, because the only reason I could watch Game 1 was because he had YouTube TV and he gave me his login.
I have someone's YouTube TV too.
Let's go. So that's
But that
a lot of
comeback was
people.
insane,
A lot of people ask,
honestly.
"What's democratic socialism?" Sharing YouTube TV with your boys.
Exactly.
That's also a little bit of example of that.
We're all living the same life.
Come on, just log in. You know, I gotta say, Captain Clutch,
Jalen Brunson.
incredible. But that run was incredible.
Insane. I think there was like 6 minutes left,
Yeah.
and he made a bucket, then another bucket. I'm like, yo, we have a time. We
biggest
have a
comeback
chance.
in Knicks history. Right?
Yes, it's insane. I think it was in the playoffs. Yeah, for sure. I think they're gonna win it all this year. What do you think?
I'm saying, inshallah, come on.
Inshallah.
Come on.
Maybe we'll be at the championship game together.
I'm just saying, we want to run back 99. Get to the finals.
Hopefully. I think we got a chance.
Come on. We got to have game 2. Let's not get
Let's
ahead
do
of
it
ourselves.
tonight. So, Prime Blank Oblivion said, "What's the best tacos in New York City?"
Okay.
I mean, I think there's only one answer to that. But let's see.
Oh, God.
Los Tacos.
Okay, all right. I was worried.
We're on the same page.
I just
We're on
wanted
the
to make
same
sure.
page. All right.
I didn't want to offend you. I didn't know if you had a spot. Okay, for me, I think it's tight between, you said Los Tacos.
Mm-hmm.
Los Tacos, number 1, and Taqueria Ramirez. Have you been there?
I have not been there. Where is that?
There are no good
Ramirez, I think,
tacos
is
in New
in
York
Greenpoint.
City. I'll stand on that too.
Fire tacos.
Yeah, we don't got that in Staten Island. So I never
Come
Sorry, y'all
Los
got
Tacos number
pizza,
1,
y'all got
also
subs,
fire.
you got delis,
What's
y'all
your
got
taco order?
everything.
I just like that. I like birria tacos.
Birria tacos
I like
great.
birria
What is
tacos.
this?
Dipped in that little soup thing. Yeah, it's
Especially late at night.
fire. Late at night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Science organizations and
It's
followers shall
bussin'.
throw.
You gotta say bussin'. Bussin',
bussin'.
it means like delicious.
It's free bussin'.
Yeah, free bussin'. Mark OHHHH said, any update on free bus progress?
Speaking of bussin', it's not too far from the topic.
Ooh, that was a good one.
You know what I'm saying? Trying to link it up. Okay, so few things on this. This continues to be a priority for us because 1 in 5 New Yorkers can't afford the cost of public transit in New York City. And that was when it was $2.90. Now it's $3. So this is something that we're gonna keep fighting for, and this is something we're gonna deliver by the time that I'm done being mayor. We wanna make buses free across the city. When I ran for mayor, I talked about making them fast and free. So what we focused on first is the fast part. Right now, there's some buses that travel at around 5 miles an hour. So we're doing everything we can.
Reading
to
chatter
get more than a
usernames out
million
loud,
New
Rookie
Yorkers
mistake.
bus
Yeah, I
rides
don't think this
sped
guy.
up
This guy's
by
not a
up to
streamer
6
either.
minutes.
He
6
streams.
minutes?
I think sometimes on
A lot of
Twitch,
time.
but he's
And so that bus action plan
he's,
is right now our focus.
a
We're
TikToker.
gonna keep working with Albany on how to actually make buses free across New York City while we also make them fast. Want to give one shout out though. There is one free bus in New York City today, Q70. You can take that in Queens. It's a great
wow.
place to be. And we just opened up a little bit of a busway for the World Cup for the Q70, so it's going to move a little quicker.
Who you got for the World Cup though?
Brother, I feel like I would be a fool if I made a prediction. Do you have? Who do you think?
Yeah, I got
What you got?
Portugal.
Shooey! Portugal has a stacked squad.
They do.
They have a stacked squad.
They do.
We got to be, first of all, host nation, there's always a little bit of magic, right? So I'm praying for the U.S. men's national team today. I was standing next to 2 of our incredible players. We're rooting for them. And then also, I was born in Uganda, in East
Yeah,
Africa.
You were.
So we have never qualified for the World Cup, which meant I grew up rooting for African teams across the continent. Where's your family from?
My family's from Palestine.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah.
Not in the World Cup,
Not in the World Cup, soon,
but it's all
soon.
good.
Maybe soon.
Maybe soon.
You never know.
We still rooting for everybody out there.
Exactly.
And I think Senegal and Morocco also looking very good.
Morocco did amazing last year. Not last year, 4 years ago.
Where did you watch the games last time, man?
At home with my mom. Yeah, but
That
I'm
is
actually
a-
excited that
what
it's in
a-
America
what a,
this
what
year.
a beautiful, sweet story.
You need to dab your guests
I was,
up more.
I was gonna
Yeah,
land
you
it
guys
on
would be
Steinway.
freaking out about the audio spiking if I dabbed up my guests.
Astoria. What is your love with Astoria? Why do you love Astoria so much?
I mean, have you been to Astoria?
yeah,
I mean, it speaks for itself. Oh, wait.
I have a store over there.
Okay. I don't know.
It is vibes. It's good vibes. You know, you go
During
there.
Ramadan?
Yeah, during Ramadan it's amazing. All the people are there. Everybody's happy. So I see it, but
I mean, it's okay for me. It's the sense of community. That's one thing I love, especially during Ramadan when you're walking on Steinway at 2 a.m. People are just sitting outside drinking coffee. Uncles are just chain smoking and having espressos, right?
gives you that Europe vibe. Yeah.
Very much. And then I think the other thing for me, the food is incredible.
The food is amazing.
I mean,
I know you like the ziyara. Shout out to ziyara.
Shout out to Lefa at Ziyara. Although I love Ziyara, but never order Ziyara if you have to run to be somewhere. like it's never 30 minutes. With all due respect to Ziyara. Yes. I'm probably gonna get a phone call about that afterwards. Okay.
Okay. Jocelyn, New York. Sorry, I'm not the best at reading. Said, can you describe how DOT is responding to clearing out storms, drains prior to storms?
Yes. So this is actually a very pertinent question because yesterday we had a significant amount of rainfall across New York City. Now, in most parts of New York City, this was 2 to 2.5 inches maybe, and our storm system is built for 2 inches of rainwater. As we know now with the climate crisis, that amount is increasing.
Olivia
There were
Reingold looking up
parts
this
of New
guy's
York City
playlist right now?
where
No,
in
I don't think
5
this is
minutes
gonna
there
have
was
that
half an
much,
inch of rain. That equates to
impact.
6 inches in an hour. Actually, earlier today, I was
Maybe.
meeting with a number of families in Hollis and Queens who it wasn't just that their basements flooded.
no
even
fucking
first
dot
floor
question in
apartments
Twitch
were
chat.
flooded. And there was a woman who came up to me And she had tears in her eyes, and she was sharing with me that it wasn't a 2026 problem. It wasn't a 2020 problem. She's been facing this for 34 years. Wow. And that to me is an example of a lot of the roots of the climate crisis that we, especially in terms of flood prone areas in our city. So when it comes to what the city's doing on the short term basis, we are making sure that we are clearing out catch basins. We are actually investing in cloudburst technology. Have you heard of cloudburst technology?
I have not. I'll be lying.
I'm gonna hit you with what it is.
Okay.
So there is right now. There's a basketball court in Queens that is an example of cloudburst technology.
Okay.
How is the
where
YouTube stream
you have
looking,
a basketball
chat?
court with a surface that can
I assume it's
absorb
even
excess
worse than
rainfall,
this.
Hold it for 24 to 48 hours, so the sewage system is not overwhelmed. Then when the rain
Does anyone
has
have a link to
gone,
the YouTube stream?
a day later, 2
Oh,
days
chat
later,
is
then
off
it
on the YouTube
releases
stream?
the
That
excess
makes sense.
rainfall, and then the system can actually absorb that. So we have invested, I think, close to $300 million over a 10-year period in additional cloud-based technology. And then we're also investing multi-billion dollars on a longer-term scale to actually address some of the longer-term sewage issues
It's
both
on
in
YouTube
Southeast
too, but
Queens,
chat
as well
is
as other
off.
parts of New York City. Because the videos that a lot of us have seen, especially that I've seen, I don't know if you saw any videos about the flooding
seen a
yesterday,
couple, yeah,
right?
yeah.
There's a way in which we've come to accept this as if this is New York City when it rains, and that's unacceptable. And so we're looking at every single thing that we can do to make sure we actually catch up to the climate crisis.
Yeah, everybody
amazing,
give
man.
a shout out to the motherfucking mods,
You
by the
make
way.
being mayor look cool. I'll give you
ADL
that.
endorsed moderation
You got that
team.
aura to you, man. You got that aura to you. So we have another question from Fright Fest 2005.
Yeah, it's
Salted
ASCII
Raven.
getting ass fucked.
She said, or he said, what are some additional ways you intend to tax the hyper wealthy? What would you use the funds to improve?
This is a great question. So 2 ideas that we've put forward is increasing personal income taxes on New Yorkers who make more than $1 million a year by just 2%. So if you made $1 million a year, this would be just an extra $20,000 in taxes. The other thing is to increase taxes on the most profitable corporations. So this isn't like a mom and pop store in your neighborhood that you know. These are the most profitable corporations doing business in New York. And to us, the importance of this, it's not just about fixing a broken tax system. It's also about having this revenue to invest back into the working people of the city, which will reap benefits for everyone who calls the city home. I'll give you one example. Childcare. Childcare right now, do you have kids?
Sorry, but this is boring as
soon, I
fuck.
hope so.
I mean,
Inshallah.
we're just watching it because it's
I'm gonna
novel.
make it easier for your mom to nag you about having kids because we're gonna
Okay, this is a novel experience. He's the mayor. He wants to do this like fireside chat shit.
$20,000 a kid.
Obviously, their first, this is the first time they're doing it. It's not great. It could be better.
$2 billion this year and next year.
You know, it'll be better next time. But it's not a bad thing. If it's on Turn Your Stream Off, you'd have dozens of chatters spamming to watch it. I know.
Going to require
There's also that
That's
too.
a critical part of the kinds of investments we could be making. So when your friend tells you that they're settling down, the next sentence doesn't include they're moving to Long Island, or they're going to the suburbs, or they're going to Jersey, or they're going to Connecticut, because they can actually envision living in New York City.
That's beautiful, man.
So when you have kids, you got to stay here.
When I have kids, I'm going to hit you up.
I got to start dabbing people up.
Pinky promise.
Guys, to everyone spamming the chat, let's try to be a little respectful, keep it family friendly.
Appreciate it. Thank
So we all know you used to be a rapper.
you. Yes.
Nah, I'm just playing. Who is legend US Fair 5 _ said, who's your favorite underground rapper?
That's not good.
Okay, what counts as underground?
I mean, like that low key, not Drake. Drake just dropped his album, by the way. Did you listen to it or no?
I'm listening to that Janice song.
Yeah, there we go.
It's pretty fire.
But not on Drake level, kind of up and coming.
Okay, up and coming.
Sure. Oh, God.
Up and coming. Okay. I feel like I'm a little bit washed now in terms of, I feel like I've reached the age where most of the rap I listen to is the rap that I used to listen to.
Okay.
But I can tell you when I was in high school in New York City, you know who I would actually listen to a lot? Okay, he's not quite underground, but I feel like he never really broke through into the mainstream in New York City. There was a Canadian rapper named Chaos.
Chaos.
K-O-S.
Shout out to Chaos. I never heard of you, but
4321, Zamboni. Great songs. Also, now you know the song "Waving Flag" by Kanon.
yeah.
When I get up, you know, right?
Yep.
Kanon actually has a lot of other great songs.
Okay.
And I used to
wait,
listen
he
to
sang
Kanon.
that song "Waving Flag."
That was him. That was him. So he actually has a bunch of great songs, and I actually went to a few of his concerts when I was in high school. Wow.
At least you have a camera setting to
actually
with plausible deniability to say where you beat red right now. I mean, it's not.
Me, man,
Is-
I just like Drake, man.
Look, it's awkward.
He's not a rapper,
You know,
but
growing
Michael
pains.
Jackson
Growing
was really
pains.
good, so I just
Okay,
started listening
growing
to him.
pains.
So shout out to Michael Jackson.
That's the opposite of an underground rapper.
I know. I'm just making.
You're naming the most famous people in the world.
I get
Okay, so
fanboying for
Orion's
Zoran, but Newsom
online
proved
said-
this should not be done. It just doesn't work. No, I think if there's one politician who could actually do this, if there's one politician who could do this, it would be Zoran Mamdani. It's just that it has to be done. It has to be done in a way that is more organic, and they just kind of.
Just there meeting with Councilmember Carmen De La Rosa, Dykeman Street.
It's his first ever stream. He's not doing a very good job with it. Obviously, like AMLO and them, they do a much better job with it. But I'm sure that AMLO and Claudio Sheinbaum's first ever stream was probably ass too.
Yeah, it's like Stein.
Right, but much better mofongo. So go to Dykeman, get some mofongo, go to Mama Juana's. It's a good time. I would also say Jackson Heights is a really lovely place to check out. Go to Diversity Plaza. There's a lot of different places you could eat. There's a place called Amdo Momo. You ever had momos?
No, I haven't. But maybe you'll take me one day.
Yeah, maybe one day. All right. Amdo Momo, $8 momos. 8 momos. Pretty great deal. It's a great lunch special. Actually, it's just they offer it all times of day. And then Bay Ridge. Gotta go to Bay Ridge. Gotta go to Rozdana and get some Arabic chicken shawarma. It's chopped up. It's
I
incredible.
see you like your Arabic food, you know what I mean? Arabic food is good. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Chat, give us some suggestions as well, you know?
Where do you guys think we should go?
Where do you guys think? What's your guys' favorite places in New York?
For all of the tourists who are coming to New York City, we want to make sure that they're not just coming to Midtown and just going to the game. We want them to get around the entirety of the 5 boroughs.
Yeah.
So I want to hear from you guys. Where should they go on Staten
Oh
Island?
God.
Don't go to Staten Island.
Come
no, I'm
on,
joking.
let's go to Staten Island.
No, go to Staten Island. You go to the mall.
Glorp for Mamdani.
Staten Island.
Give me one
Parks.
restaurant.
They got some nice parks. Restaurants.
So I do have a
that's a
lot of
good
respect
question.
for the random chatters
Go to Ayat. You ever been to Ayat?
who are
Ayat's
at
pretty
least
good. Shout out to
trying.
Ayat. Ayat's really good.
How do you see
Some,
the city exam
Palestinian
system changing
cuisine.
as a way to bolster the
Go
city's ability to solve
to-
problems
Been to Shawnee's house?
and reduce reliance on consultants? Like there are people who are genuinely trying to ask questions, dude.
Soul food. So good. I'm gonna go there tonight.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go there tonight. I'm gonna check
Gotta
it
go.
out.
But you gotta
Okay.
actually get a reservation now.
Oh yeah? Okay. Well, I got the
packed.
mayor to call him.
Just
So.
give him a call. Give him a call.
Okay. KD80 said, where does
Big
the
Kevin Durant fan.
compost go? Did I say that right?
Yeah, compost.
Compost.
But you got to say it the way that they wrote it.
Where does the compost go?
Thank you, KD80 for your question. So to give you a sense, your compost goes to several facilities in the region. If we're talking about Staten Island compost facility, we got one right there. Some of it also goes to the Newtown Creek wastewater plant. Everybody should be composting though, because that's what we want you guys to do.
Yes, it is. It is too highly produced.
Sure.
He should have unveiled this with like.
Okay, I think that's a yes.
Okay.
I mean,
And
there's-
last
I got-
question. I'm so sad to wrap this up because it's been amazing to. It's
been a great time.
Go live with you, man. Honestly.
Oh God, you need to
Primer
stop dabbing up.
Gamble 2088 said, Mayor
These
Mamdani.
are incredible names. Do you know what that means? Is that a reference?
I have no idea what that means.
All right. Well, anyway, let's get to the
Don't read the usernames,
Mayor
man.
Mamdani,
Don't read.
what's one decision that you've made recently that you feel most people misunderstand, and what would you want them to make about it?
I actually really appreciate that question. You know,
Are you
One
backseating?
decision
I mean, this is literally the thing that I know
made that I
best,
feel like
better than
people-
anybody else.
here's one. You know, when we faced this
It's
$12
just-
billion fiscal deficit, we were able, through the use of reserves and
How many
savings,
are
we
they?
start-
How
able to
long
start
are they going to
chipping
do
away
this?
at it.
Like, are they going to keep
And
doing
then
this?
in the middle of February, I had to come
Do you
forward
guys
and
know?
present the first version of our budget. They call it a preliminary budget.
Can we
And
move
in that
on?
version,
2K chatters
I
left.
said that we
Okay,
had
shut the
two
fuck up.
paths
It's almost
of
over.
how we could get the
Calm
remaining
down.
deficit down to zero. I said there was a path of last resort, and I said that the reason it's last resort is it would mean raising property taxes. And then there was the path that we wanted to pursue, that we would spend every day looking to pursue, raising taxes on the wealthiest and having a fairer relationship with Albany. And I laid out these were the two options, and that in our budget, the only thing we could control was the last resort. But the option we were going to pursue was the higher taxes on the wealthiest, the fairer relationship with Albany. And for some people, when they heard that, they thought that that meant we actually wanted to pursue property taxes. And we spent every single day since then pursuing the other option. And we're proud that at the end of this process, we put forward a budget that didn't have to go to the last resort, that was actually able to raise taxes on the wealthiest, to have a fair relationship with Albany, to find those savings, find those efficiencies, and eliminate a $12 billion fiscal deficit. But that's one thing that I think sometimes gets lost in translation. But I appreciate that question because oftentimes in politics, things move so quickly that you're
The
not
best way
given
for a
much time
politician to
reflect.
stream.
And I think this is an opportunity for that. So I want to also say thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of this.
I don't think half the people watching the stream care about the production quality.
This is gonna
No,
go down
it's
in
just like
history as
it's too highly
mayor's
produced.
first
It comes
ever
across as
First ever stream.
insincere.
Glad to be a part of it.
But even if this
And,
format
I have a
worked,
question now.
Hit me.
How did you like your first Twitch stream?
Honestly, this is actually quite fun.
It's fun.
It's fun. It's nice to not also do this alone.
Yeah.
Because it feels like sometimes if it's just
No.
me, it feels a little stilted. You know, I feel like actually I'm chatting with somebody.
Yeah.
I'm chatting with the chat
Chatting with
as
the chat,
well.
talking with the people.
Talking with the we don't say that.
I mean, talking with the chat.
Talking with the
There we
chat.
go.
We
There
don't say
go.
people.
You're
We don't say ladies.
Before we end it off, you gotta hit this. You gotta say W's in the chat. So like if they spam W's, that means you got aura.
W's in the chat.
W's in the chat.
Why are we not saying chat?
Chat comes from Drake. You're not allowed Drake.
I should have seen this coming. All right.
But hey, it was a pleasure.
This was a
Thank
pleasure.
you so much for having me.
Thank you for being a part of this. Of
course.
To all of you, to the chat, thank you for being a part of this. We're going to come back and do this sometime soon, and we're really looking forward to it because we want to make sure that you don't have to go searching anywhere to find out what is city government doing, why are they doing it. We want to make it easy for you, and this is the best way to actually be right there in touch with you. And we want to thank Mayor LaGuardia.
yeah, they got to stop clapping. Okay, that was all right. I think for the first time ever. I mean, obviously there's a lot of work that needs to be done, and you know, I'll give them help if they want it. But